Hi, my friends. Are you having a great holiday season? Well, I was just getting ready to take some trash outside, and I thought, can I make this into treasure? Hi, I'm Bonnie Overman. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope my channel will inspire you to lead a more productive, creative, and stylish life at any age, always on a budget. You know, I'm 74 and I just say because if I can do it, I know you can do it too at any age. I have confidence in you. I want to thank all my wonderful friends, all my dear sweet subscribers that take the time to watch my videos and comment. It really touches my heart. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. You don't want to miss a different theme every month. And I do tables and decorating and tier trays and crafts, everything around that theme. And if you like this, please give me a thumbs up. It does help my channel. So I was getting ready to take out some trash. I have a Kleenex box. I have some scrap paper. I have some book pages. You know, I have to tear these out when I do my little witch's storybook. Some paper bags, toilet paper roll, and I have a bunch of clothespins, and I don't have a clothesline. Well, can we make treasure out of all of this trash? I think we can. I can't wait to show you all the neat things we can make for practically free. I hope you love this. I hope you get so inspired most of all. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye. Welcome to one of my favorite videos I do. It's called Trash to Treasure. Most of these things you would throw out. I did embellish one or two items that were not necessarily trash, but I can't wait to show you. Let's talk about what we can do with paper first of all. I show this adorable little banner that I made from book pages, and I just think it's so adorable. By the way, one of my favorite things is this candy cane pipe cleaner. Get some of those. You know, you can make corkscrew them and put little jingle bells on the end. But anyway, this is a little banner I made, and it just says joy. I had some letters that I just stuck on. I made little candy canes at the bottom, and I just taped it around some twine, but I made it so it's reversible. Can you see there? So in January, if you want to, you can flip it over, and there's another banner on the other side with book pages, and then I just stamped with my ink some things over it and put a little star. So anyway, I think it's so cute, and it matches these adorable ornaments. Now, these are ornaments I had in my tree before, but you can again put them on jingle blocks and make them a piece of decor. And here's a star over here. Now, this is actually book pages from my witch's book. You know, I had to rip some pages out of that to make my witch's book. So I took it, aged it, and then I stamped it. I don't know if you can see, this is postcard on here, and I just did swirls, and I just did stamping on it, aged it, outlined it in black marker, and then I put a little star and some twine. And I did that on the Christmas tree too. So cute. And I did it on a Christmas tree, a three-dimensional Christmas tree. I took that same paper and stamped it and aged it and cut little leaves out, and I glued it to one of these cone forms. Now, this is Trash to Treasure, and in case you don't have a cone form, you can actually take a piece of heavy-duty paper or like lightweight cardboard, and you can actually make a cone, and you can make your own tree like that. Now, I want to come down to one of my favorite things to make, and that's potion bottles. You might say, well, isn't that just for Halloween? Oh no, it's for the magic of Christmas. You can see the one here, I have gingerbread dreams, and I just took white paint and kind of aged so it looks like there's snow inside. And I actually put some of these little gingerbread people inside, and used some of my scrapbook paper and printed out these little labels. So that's Gingerbread Dreams. This one is Reindeer Snacks, and I actually have hay in that one. This one's Candy Wishes, and it's filled with candy canes. And you can see I have peppermints on top, And this one is Christmas Magic. And this one looks like it's snow inside. And you can just see here, I just painted them. Put some scrapbook paper, some all kinds of stuff, some pine cones, some greenery, some pit berries, all of that on top. And it is absolutely adorable in a kitchen, in a tiered tray. They're salsa bottles, they're, I'm just trying to think what I had in those, pickle bottles. Anything bottle you have, you should keep it for any time. You could even do a whole, I might do a whole set for Easter. I just got that idea just now. Okay. Okay, so now I have something very big to my right. Let's talk about paper bags. Okay, you can get these paper bags at Dollar Tree. Maybe you have a whole bunch you just don't know what to do with. You know I decorate them for every season, but glue a whole bunch together and cut it out. There's tons of YouTube videos and Pinterest on how to do this. Cut them like this. When you open them up, they look like a big snowflake. You could use white bags, tan bags, whatever color you want. And talking about paper, this adorable little piece you could put on your table, on your fireplace, in a display under the tree. It looks like birch logs. It's paper towel rolls. This paper, this birch paper, is from Hobby Lobby. I think they still have it. And I had a whole bunch of it, and I thought, why did I buy this? I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I made some logs and tied it up with some burlap, put a pine cone, some berries, and look how cute that would be in a display. I think that's so adorable. One of my favorite things I've made all time are my cowbells. And you know they look like the brass bells you spend a fortune on, and they're heavy. These are light as air. And why? Because they're made from a paper towel roll, okay? So here's what I do. I want one end that's closed and one end that's open. So the closed end, I just glue on a piece of cardboard. Now this would be trimmed down to the top to make it, you know, round like this. And I take a piece of paper towel roll. You can see this is the little piece here, and I glue it on top. So this is the piece here. So I have a top that's closed with the loop, and then I have an open bottom. So I don't know if you can see in here, but I take a straw, I cover it with brown paper and paint it this goldish bronzy. But this is a combo of black, brown, kind of a gold. Just slop it on. The messier, the better. And I took it, glued it onto a little wad. I don't know if you can see it, of tissue in there, and just glued it to the top. It doesn't even have to be in the center. And you can see it just kind of moves a little bit. And that's your striker. Now, to make it look more like a bell, you get out my hot glue gun, and it's time to look like you're soldering all the edges. So you just put hot glue all around the top, down where the seam is on the paper towel roll. You can still kind of see the seam if you look. Around the bottom, and paint it. And just put some twine or rope on it and attach it, and you have the most beautiful bells for no cost at all. Are you wanting some kind of gingerbread magic, some kind of, you've seen those poinsettias that are so expensive? Why not make some out of paper? I love these. You can see here. Now, I always finish everything very rough on the back so you can see what I did. I just cut out shapes of leaves. Okay, they kind of come to a point, but they're all jagged. I use, I think 5. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do 5 of those, glue them all together, and then I take paint or puffy paint and just do around the edges. I do the little veins in the leaves, and then I shake on some glitter. I don't know if you can see it, but there's chunky glitter all around the edge. This is a little paper peppermint. I kind of pop it off on a little bit of foam, and then I put a little piece of the baker's twine. Do you have cats? If you do, you have tons of cat food containers. Now, what I recommend doing is just crimping over this edge, you know, just pushing it down with pliers or whatever, and get some Jenga blocks. And what you're going to do is You are going to paint the can, glue on the Jenga blocks to where it looks like an alarm clock. And then I had all these little tiny pull things, these little knobs, whatever you want to call it. Paint it all, and then I took scrapbook paper and covered the inside and made these adorable little dioramas. Look at this. I used pipe cleaner around the edge, and this is Anna Griffin stuff, by the way. This piece of holly, the little girl coming to the front door, and then I just glued on a bunch of snow at the bottom. Now here's another one I'm just starting to do. This is Anna Griffin's scenes again, actually for card making and all, but here's one with Santa. So I put some snow, little Christmas trees, some pine cones. You can elevate it up on something. You can hang them as ornaments on the tree. So adorable. The last one here, this is not a trash to treasure unless you have a ton of clothespins. I don't know. I bought so many clothespins from Dollar Tree. I don't know what I was thinking. Where would I even use them? I thought I could use them as clips or something. What you do is you take your clothespins apart, okay? And you glue them together like this, okay? So the points are together and the wide parts together. Now to make these beautiful snowflake ornaments, things you can put in displays, tiered trays, you start with a cardboard base. I just do a little cardboard base. Let me see if I can show you. See on the back here? Just a little base to get started. On a cardboard base, you're going to do a cross. Then you're going to take and fill one in here, 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 and here to make this shape. Now, here's a white one. Look at how beautiful that is. And then I did a white snowflake and a jewel. If your tastes run more shabby chic, look at these with tulle on them, with lace and a jewel and a button. And same with these. Look how beautiful these look. Or if you're into more rustic, you can do greenery, burlap, some pine cones, some greenery. They're just absolutely beautiful. Or do a gingerbread one. So this is painted. I actually have another gingerbread piece on top of that, and then the little peppermint with the baker's twine. Of course, you know these bundt cakes. This is actually a Halloween pumpkin. I was going to throw away those awful orange ones. I made it into a cake with paint, some puffy paint, and then just glued everything on and put clear glitter everywhere. But I want to show you the cutest thing I've made this season, I think, for the Mouse Sisters kitchen tour, is I took my fake cheese, I glued on a little piece of pipe cleaner like it's icing in between the layers. This is Christmas cheesecake for the mice. So here's the little gingerbread from Dollar Tree, some gumdrops from Hobby Lobby. Again, these red and white pipe cleaners, which I absolutely love. And I made this little splash of frosting and sprinkles. This is out of foam, and they're fake sprinkles. And I just made it so it kind of matches right what is cut off. And look, that is the most beautiful cheesecake for Christmas for the Mouse Sisters I've ever seen. I hope you love this. I hope you get so inspired, and just think twice before you throw that item in the trash. And I'm going to see you in the next Christmas video. Bye.